Hey!
Hey! We're in Sweden. This isn't our flat. We wish it was, actually. It'd be nice if it was.
It would be.
Welcome to the latest GastroGays Do Eurovision.
My name's Patrick.
My name is Russell, and we are, this week, going to discuss what we think about a couple of countries' entries, including
Ireland.
Azerbaijan,
Montenegro.
and, well, we're here, Sweden. Now, normally the point of these videos is that we talk about the song that we hear on the very, very first listen.
Yes. Except there are two exceptions in this video.
Yes, and with very good reason. Firstly, we are from Ireland, so we have an invested interest in knowing at the moment the song comes out to know exactly what the song is like and how it's sung.
In our defense, we have only heard it once.
We do already have a formed opinion, only slightly though. And secondly, well,
We're in Sweden.
yeah, we came here to go to the Melodifestivalen final, which we'll discuss later on.
And you already know our thoughts from our video on Melfest, but we are going to discuss the winner.
So for everything else, it's purely on first listen. We don't know anything about the artist, the song, the story, or anything. It's just how it sounds. As simple as that.
Let's kick off and hear our first entry. It is Ireland. The artist is Brendan Murray, and the song is called Dying to Try. Let's have a listen.
Ireland.
Okay, so what do you think about Brendan Murray's try for Ireland? Obviously, we always want Ireland to do well,
Yeah.
because it's our home country.
And I think everyone, when they listen to the song, there's always a certain element of favouritism.
Yes.
So we can't exactly say that we're completely unbiased about this song. We want Ireland to win. It has been 20 years since we last hosted, 21 years since we last won.
And a long time since we've qualified to get into the final, and even longer since we've been in the top 10 in the final.
Exactly. It's been quite a number of years of the wilderness, let's just say, of the semi-finals, which let's not talk about. This one is in the second semi-final, which if you've been watching the videos throughout, you'll know we consider the kind of weaker of the two, just because of the tradition of certain countries getting into the final and whatnot. So we reckon Ireland has a good chance if this right song came along. I think this song might be good enough to get through on the basis of what's going on around the other songs in that particular semi-final.
I think I had really high hopes for Brendan. I thought it was a good choice, a young male singer who is fresh out on the scene. This is his kind of launch, I guess, to the industry as a solo artist.
He was in a band called Hometown for a number of years beforehand, so some people might already be familiar with him.
And he was always known in that band as being the lungs. He had the pipes.
Yeah.
So we had high hopes. Was a little bit disappointed on first listen of this song, I have to say, because it's very slow moving.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect it to be such a ballad.
And we always are a little bit wary of ballads because we are the pop fans of Eurovision. We love the pop end of things. This is a very, very good effort. Remember, Brendan's one of the very few male ballad singers in the competition this year, so will stand out. He has a very, very, very unique voice, which really will, put him into the spotlight a bit more than if we just sent a generic bloke with a singing voice that sounded grand. This is very, very unique.
And if he can pull off all of those notes live on that stage at the semi-final,
especially toward the end,
it will be good.
It's powerful. It is quite a powerful number. Things that we need to avoid doing in Ireland with Eurovision entries is having a band on stage. Unless you are a rock act, it doesn't really ever work. You also can't have him on stage with a guitar. I am sick to death of seeing artists with guitars on stage if it's completely unnecessary, especially half the time they're probably not even playing it anyway.
No.
Alexander Rybak was not playing that violin, FYI. You can see the broken strings on it. They're just gimmicky and pointless. This guy's talent is his voice.
Yeah.
Let him sing.
And the other thing that Ireland needs to do is think of better staging and more of a performance on the stage. I mean, a lot of the time they tend to fall flat with just standard lighting or standard trio of singers behind them. So I think Ireland need to pull it out of the bag
Big time.
and bring out some form of performance angle to really draw in and to really hit home how much of a haunting and charming ballad that this can be. I hope this will qualify.
I think so.
I don't think it will win Eurovision.
No. But is this what we say, a competing song?
Yeah.
Big time. Because we often say about Eurovision songs, not everyone is going into it to win. It's a very, very strong effort. Probably one of our strongest in a number of years.
Yeah.
Do you like what I did with my outfit? I decided to dress as the Irish flag.
He's not biased at all. On to the next song. We have Azerbaijan, who are steadily a threat at Eurovision. They are always good. We obviously have high hopes for their song release every year.
And talking about countries that want to win, Azerbaijan do want to win constantly. It's clear as day. They loved hosting it.
They hosted recently and they want to host it again. So I say, let them, if the song is good enough.
Well, let's find out. So the name of this entry is Skeletons and the artist is DiHaj. So, Skeletons.
I kind of like that song. I think it is a different entry for Azerbaijan. Different from anything that they've entered in the past few years. I think it's not the most groundbreaking or isn't really extraordinary, but I think it's a really good, solid entry.
Yeah, I reckon it is one of the better ones that they have entered. I did love last year's song, Miracle. I thought it was bloody brilliant. That was a bit of an arena filler when we were there. This one is going to be exactly the same. The one worry is throughout it you'll hear the backing vocals coming through and herself singing the chorus going through. And I fear that it's not clear enough. So it's kind of all these voices going on. Now obviously that's the creative brief of it all going on, and I'm sure someone will tell us there's a metaphor for skeletons and all this type of stuff going on. But listening to it, it can be a bit jarring hearing several voices going on, and that's one little down point of this particular track, but it sounds incredible. That is going to be a real floor filler at Eurovision this year. In the strong semi-final, number 1 on the Tuesday night, I reckon has a good chance of getting through. This is a really, really strong entry. This is Eurovision. This is perfect for it. Moving on now to Montenegro. Slavko was announced a long time ago as the act and got quite a good reception by a lot of the Eurovision community, which is fantastic. This song I have a lot of hope for. It's called Space, and it's time to take a listen. We visited Montenegro a couple of years ago and we definitely did not see him there. Would have been a very different holiday if we did.
There's a lot happening in this song.
Okay, break it down.
Okay, he's nude, almost, but
he's wearing pants.
Then he's in a big flowing skirt, and then he's in leather pants, and then he has this long ponytail.
Top knot extreme.
Top knot, and he's whipping it back and forth and hitting people with it, and then there's 3 of them, and then there's 1 of him, and then he's on rocks, and then he's in a studio.
FYI, just in case you're not watching the videos with us, this is the official video. This isn't the live performance, by the way.
I think this is a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is.
I mean, it's weird and it's odd
in the best possible way.
And it's Euro-pop-tastic and it's just fun, and there's no doubt that he will perform this amazingly.
Oh my god, clearly he's a born performer,
Yeah.
which is exactly what you want. You need a stage presence, you need a personality and a character. This is that 100%. The funny combination, it kind of starts off a little bit Kazaki, and then ends up a bit Kylie, and I kind of love that. I reckon this will go down incredibly well with Eurovision fans. Especially the ones in the arena. At home, I'm not as sure.
It's going to maybe struggle because it kind of straddles between joke and fun pop. It's a fine line, and maybe the viewers at home on that night in May might kind of think, oh, this is a bit much and it's a bit kind of jokey rather than fun.
Because this is, well, we're assuming, because we know nothing about him, this must be his act. This must be his character, and that, it doesn't come across in 3 minutes. It's so quick. So, people will look at this and probably will say that this is a joke act. We don't think so, but that's what people may think watching at home. Kind of the thing that we want to always emphasize in this, why we're doing these videos, is because we want to make sure people have that kind of perception of a first listen, what do you think of the song? There's a couple of other guys here on YouTube who are doing exactly the same. And that is how people, millions of them around the world, are going to watch this contest. And you have to remember that. So I hope this is done well enough that it will succeed. Yeah. I don't reckon it will get into the final. But Montenegro has surprised us before.
Yeah, I think it's a strong entry for Montenegro, and I think this will just about get into the final. And I think the final will be all the better for having this in it.
And we've often said actually before about Ukraine that the aforementioned Kazaki would have been an incredible act. And then they split up, so that's not great. But this actually, with a Ukrainian audience who, you know, support Kazaki, and especially around Eastern Europe where they are very, very popular, or were, I suppose, this song will probably resonate very, very well with them. So, you know, fingers crossed. I hope I'm wrong in that case. Right, the reason why we are here, Sweden. Let's talk about that. So, we did not predict this song in our top 3.
We mentioned this winner
as a one to watch.
As a kind of a wild card in the final, and when we arrived in Sweden a day or two before Melodifestivalen final, it was only then that kind of the fanfare of this particular act and song really kind of grabbed us, and we thought, okay, Sweden are really behind this act. Okay, so by the way, the name of the winning song is I Can't Go On, and it's by Bengtsson. So let's talk about it now. So
interestingly, in the results breakdown at Melfest, it did win the jury vote, but didn't win the public vote. In fact, it came 3rd in the public vote, if I remember correctly. So it you know, isn't necessarily the public's favourite, but then again, it was Jamala last year in the actual contest. It is a very, very, very good song. Very full of, there's 2 gimmicks in there in particular. He starts off stage. Now, there's no one to say that he can't start the performance off stage. It just seems a little bit unfair maybe to other people who creatively don't think that way and think, oh, let's start the song somewhere else other than on the actual stage. Second gimmick, the treadmills.
Yes.
OK Go did them years ago. We loved it. Is this an improvement on OK Go?
It's not taking it to the degree that OK Go did. It's kind of reappropriating it in a more subtle, easy way. And yeah, as far as gimmicks go, okay, it hasn't really been done. And the problem that I have is that because everything is about the treadmills and how Robin and the dancers kind of interact on them, that's what the song is all about, and the focus is kind of, for me, taken off him a bit, and it's always the dancers who are kind of in the spotlight.
Yeah.
And you just kind of resign to the fact that he's just in the middle singing the song.
The thing about this song is, unlike a lot of others where we've listened to the live version and then you hear the audio track separately, and the live can be a bit awful, they might not have reached certain notes and everything, Robin's vocals on both are absolutely exceptional. Yeah. It is almost like a carbon copy of the performance live as it is on online on the album. We have no doubt that he will be able to reach the vocals and he will do a very, very, very strong performance. Yeah. It is an incredible pop song. It does work, and I reckon this will do very, very well considering, again, the mix of countries that are in there. It is one of the stronger songs in the contest thus far.
It's in semi-final 1, which has quite a few hot competitors, but I think this will sail into the final.
But one of the hot competitors that we had in mind is Sweden, and they haven't disappointed. This is a really, really strong effort. Now, bringing it on to the age-old question, will it win?
No.
No. I don't think it has enough to it to win. It doesn't feel like a winning song. It doesn't feel like a timeless kind of classic in the way, let's say, Conchita, Jamala. It doesn't have that about it. It's a great pop song though. It will do so, so well, and actually after a couple of years of trying now, it's great for Robin to be finally at the Eurovision final. So well done. Great show. Loreen was a little bit robbed. Mariette too. Anyway, I could go on a rant. I'm not going to.
So that is it for this episode. We are coming to the end of all of the acts being announced and all of the entrants being declared. From Sweden in this one to Iceland in the next.
Yes, we are travelling to Reykjavik in the next video. So be prepared for us to be probably freezing our asses off in some way, shape or form.
And it's also quite fitting because in the next episode we're going to be talking about Iceland.
Alongside other countries such as
Israel,
former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia,
and Serbia.
There's so many more countries still to come in more videos, but we're going to go into little bite-sized chunks of 4 at a time.
Yes.
Because it seems nicer.
So, hope you've enjoyed watching this one. As ever, like, comment, subscribe and share with anyone you think would be interested. And you can follow us on all social media as @GastroGays.
Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Hey there.